If you are easily offended, please leave and don't come back. The views, opinions, and statements from this podcast are by no one. I repeat, by no one. They are not real and everything is completely made up. This is for entertainment purposes only. The people in this podcast are not doctors, lawyers, or health professionals. They barely graduated high school. It's not that serious. Enjoy the show and have a nice day. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Vernon's podcast, brought to you by me, Vernon Smith. Well, first off, I just want to say that I know it's been a while. At least for me, it felt like it's been a long time. And that's just because I was busy working on myself, my mental health. I just took the week to really I don't know, just to kind of, I felt like I was doing too much, so I had to take a step back, and so I did, and I'm good now. So anyway, welcome to another episode, and I know that if you follow me on social media, which I'm pretty sure you all do, and if you don't, go and find me. Um, you know what I'm here for, and you know why you're here, and that for today's episode, or tonight's episode, I will be talking about some conspiracy shit. For the lack of a better word, I don't know what the hell. This isn't really a conspiracy. I'm just throwing a bunch of questions out there. Um, Kind of like, we all have a lot of questions with everything that's been going on. You know, the wildfires and stuff. And let me see. Let's see. Let me go. Let me go to that post. One of my posts. I want to start here, and episode 13. Woo! And I wanted to talk about the fires and all the things that have been going on, the conspiracies that are going on, not conspiracies, but then a lot of questions, unanswered questions that we all have, and there's something in the air, something. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong, and for me, I would say like it first was like weird to me when I was in Yellowknife. I think it was about like 2 weeks ago, and then and when I was there, it was just like there's this thing in the air. Like everybody was just like kind of, what's going on? What's happening? The sky is filled with smoke. Why isn't anything going on? Like why isn't anything happening? Um and I would say like for me, like, and this was for back further than this. Um it was I was like watching everything that was transpiring on the news, and it just always felt like there wasn't enough being done. And for in my home community of Mexico that got hit by this wildfire, um, four houses had burnt down, unfortunately. And before that had happened, there was like rumors going around that they just let the fire go because I mean they just let it burn for longer than they should have, and they didn't take action to attack it right away because they just they wanted, like, I guess, like, at least again, allegedly, they wanted to let the fire continue to burn so that it can I guess it's like kind of like a regeneration or regrowth thing. Like it burns like all like the trees and stuff, and then so that it can regrow into new trees, I guess. Fuck, I don't know where the hell that logic is there. Like, why do you even want it to burn all those trees anyway? I'll tell you why. Maybe I think it's because maybe it's a fucking demolition project, is it? Like they're trying to make way for something. And I guess it just maybe it just got out of hand, got out of people's control, and then it went to go make its way to Beshiko. And it wasn't until like last minute, at least this is what I feel like, and I know like a lot of people too, was that it was not, people weren't prepared for it. And I'm not pointing fingers. I don't think that's, everybody needs to stop pointing fingers, okay? It's just, I think that a lot of people are frustrated with what's happening. So that's why a lot of people are kind of, getting agitated, and anxiety levels is high, and everybody just wants to for somebody to blame. But just to stop it, already happened. It's like whatever, everybody would just have to kind of deal with it right now as it is right in front of us. So anyway, I um I was like, why aren't, how did it get to this point? How? And and of course this is all just speculation. It's always speculation. But it was just weird. It was just weird. Like I couldn't, looking at the news, I'm always skeptical whenever I'm like watching the news and stuff, because um there's always some underlying agenda when you really look at it. And the reason for that, I say this, is because like these corporations, these big businesses, they are all run by bigger businesses and bosses and all these things. So it's kind of hard to believe what they're telling us. I'd say like a lot of it probably is true, but a lot of it might be a little smoke and mirrors, because they have their own agendas. Them too. Everybody always has their own agenda. And oh yeah, before I continue on, I want to say this too. But this whole, because I said the word conspiracy, people are gonna want to write this off and write me off, and they want to make it seem like I'm crazy, or I'm unhinged, or I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, uneducated, or whatever it is. And the reason why they want to like say these things is because they want to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever, and maybe I don't. But I'm just a person here asking questions and speculating, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And I would say like, why is it that we can't ask questions? Why? Because you guys don't want us poking around. Because you guys don't want us to like think on our own. You want us to believe every little thing you feed us, and that's not happening. Okay? Because there's a lot of people with lots of questions. And originally, when I was like doing this episode, had planned to do it. I was supposed to have a guest, somebody who's very knowledgeable about this and has a lot of insight, and he is. I'll just leave it at that. But they didn't want to be a part of it publicly because, for obvious reasons, this is. I guess like a lot of people might be afraid to speak out, but I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm not. I really don't give a fuck. Like, um, because I can't get canceled because it's the fucking internet. Who are you gonna call? YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple? Shit. Even if all those motherfuckers cancel me, I'll look for a way to post this anyway. I'll fucking go on like Google Podcasts or fucking SoundCloud or whatever. Okay, going off topic. Anyway, so there was like there was somebody who I really wanted to be on the podcast, but they couldn't go because worried, they have their own thing that they worry about. They didn't want to be a part of it, but they did feed me. They did give me some information and stuff, and so what I'm trying to say is just like all like this, I would say like people will try to like write me off because and say that, oh, he's just don't believe him, doesn't know what he's talking about, and they're gonna say it's conspiracy theories and all these things, and maybe it is, but I would say like we are allowed to speculate and we are allowed to ask questions. And I do not want to live in a society where we're not allowed to ask questions and we are not allowed to question, like, why are you doing this? What's going on here? How is this happening? Why aren't you doing that? And um, I would say that it's dangerous when you just look at things at face value. Like you just ooh, turn on your TV and then you just listen to what the news tells you. I'd say no. No. I mean, like, look at it, really, really look at it, look at the whole picture and really look at things. Like, don't just take things for what it is, for what they're telling you, because there's always a bigger agenda and there's always more to the story, is all I'm saying. Oh, that's the whole point of this episode. I'm not going to sit here and bash anybody. I'm not going to sit here and, do that sort of thing. That's not what I want to do. That's not what this is about. What this is about is questions and unanswered ones at that. And it's just weird. Like, I'm just a vessel, just conveying information, okay, from what I see. And you really, there's a lot of people too who feel that way too. Like a lot of people have questions too, and I can't tell you how much people like reached out and like they're like, oh, I'm so like happy that you're like doing this and bringing attention to this, because there's nowhere else where the all these questions can go. And so that's why it was like really important for me to do it. And so let's start. Um, Fire, going to my community of Mexico, and um, I was like, why isn't why weren't we prepared for this? And they say things like, oh, like we're cutting trees around the community or whatever. Well, wasn't enough. Um, and where would have, like, again, the water bombers, and I guess like everybody there was like they had came up with like their reasons why I guess they couldn't fly because it wasn't safe to do so, even though I felt like ooh, like that's what they're trained for, that's what they're supposed to do. When they take that job, then it's expected that they are going to put their lives at risk. But thankfully nobody died, just houses burnt down. Those poor people lost their houses, all because we weren't prepared. Anyway, and so then there was that. I just immediately, when I saw it on the news, my brain immediately went, "What's wrong? What?" So you guys just let this fire get that fucking big, and then you let it get that close to my community, our community, and we're supposed to just think like this is normal. And why isn't it like they sent the army later on, but the army should have been there a long time ago, to protect us. That's what they're supposed to do. And so anyway, so yeah, again, there something was a little fishy. And then fast forward, four houses burnt down, already hit community. Um, and then I was in Yellowknife for a medical appointment. And then when I was there, it was all like smoking shit, and people looked like they were like lost and stuff. And then I was talking with like my friends and stuff, and everybody was like, "Why is the army here?" Or like, you know what I mean? Like they don't. God, no bashing people. Love you guys, love you, love you, love you, love you. But still have questions. I was like, this is weird. Like, we just like, what are they gonna do? Like, shoot bullets at the fire? But then later on, I found out that they were actually like helping. They were helping to prep the city for the fire just in case it had hit. But it turns out it didn't. It still hasn't right now. And then so that let me go look at that post. That one that caused all like that shit. Which is okay. Where the fuck is it? Oh yeah, here it is. um. So anyway, I was in Yellowknife for a medical appointment, and the fire had not reached the city yet. It wasn't anywhere close to the city. I think it was like 30 kilometers away or something like that. And then I had questions, blah blah blah. And then before I went to sleep that night, I went and posted on Facebook, and this is what I wrote. Maybe the Canadian government sent the military to Yellowknife to protect the arsenic. I heard there's enough of it here to kill everyone on the planet. I mean, why else would they be here? They're not firefighters. So why? To keep order? To ensure people don't start tearing the city apart when the fire hits? And then after that, I wrote, it's all up for speculation. Sounds like a great episode idea for Vernon's podcast. So this is why I'm here too. So that's part of what you're saying. Anyway, yeah. So my post. Ooh, that motherfucker. Okay, it got 54 reactions, which is, I mean, it's a lot for me because people don't really react to my shit, especially when it's something like this. And 45 comments and 46 shares. Basically, just a bunch of people telling me that I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about and blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, there was a few people who were like, had questions too as well. And they recognized too that the arsenic was an issue and it has always been an issue ever since that motherfucker ever since it started getting gold out of the planet or out of our land, Yellowknife's land, the arsenic's been an issue and it's still there right now. It's just frozen underground. But anyway, and somebody's like calling me a moron and stuff. I didn't respond to any of this, because I honestly don't care. I think that these people were just all kind of, I guess, they were looking for somebody to kind of get their frustration out on, and what easy and better way than to do it on Facebook, right? And not to mention it, like I think is because like they didn't like my post because they felt like I was alarming people and making people afraid and all those, like, kind of just making people, you know, dance around on their tippy toes that they were already on in the first place. They're making people panic. And I was like, of course you're supposed to fucking panic. There's a huge fucking fire heading for the city, you dumb. So it was like, how does my little post have so much effect on a city and a community? And it's just like, I'm allowed to post whatever the hell I want. It's my Facebook. I can do whatever I want, when I want, and how I want it. If you don't like it, then don't look at it. But it's always going to be there because I'm always going to be here. Okay. So just get used to it. Boo boo. And I just wanted to say, like, it was just, I understand why those people were angry because they thought I was creating more panic. But anyway, it's just like, how is it that I am responsible for how you feel about a Facebook post? You are in charge of your own feelings. It's your self perception of things. If you people were level headed, you would have saw that shit and been like, whatever, keep it moving. But now all of you freak the fuck out. Whatever. And I'm the crazy one. Isn't it just insane that one little Facebook post can cause that all of that mayhem. And by the way, I'm upset about this too. Not one of you motherfuckers went and checked out my YouTube channel or my Spotify stuff, because when I saw that post, I was like, ooh, all that attention online, it's gonna reciprocate and it's gonna go to more streams and more, plays and all that stuff. But it didn't really go up that it didn't really go up like that. So that tells me that people are just looking at my social media social media accounts, and that's it. And that's unacceptable. Okay, I don't want to be some like personality online. Like, the goal is podcasts. So which means now I'm gonna have to, revamp and reorganize and take a different approach on social media. But different topic, whatever. Anyway, um so with that post, after I posted that, and then before I went to sleep, I saw the notifications immediately coming in, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna go." And so I made a conscious decision when I woke up that morning, and I saw all of that heat that was coming my way. Was to just focus on my safety and getting out of the city, because I had already had a flight scheduled for me. And then when I hopped into a taxi and I was making my way to my friend's place, my cousin's place, and I picked up some things there and then we were talking about it, and it was kind of like, it was like this sense of like worry in the air, because I think that me putting words to it and posting it online would kind of made things more real, because by that time we weren't getting updates. No updates from anybody, from the powers that be, the people who were supposed to govern us. We were left in the dark. We don't know what was going on. And so where do people go for their information? Social media. And who's on social media? Me. so so people just got the I think that's the reason why too, that a lot of people kind of like freaked out, was because we weren't getting any updates, and the news outlets can't post anymore on Facebook, so there's no real, I guess, like, media coverage of it. And so when people saw my post, they took that as like, oh my God, like this is solid information, this is factual. But in reality, it was just me speculating and throwing shit out there, you know? And so I think that's why people were like freaked out. And am I to blame? Absolutely not. I think the people who govern us, they were supposed to be on top of that, and they were supposed to be making sure that everybody had the correct information, and uh, it's their job to make us feel safe. Okay. And if you this is I don't know, whatever. And anyway, so yeah, my cousin and I, there was like it was in the air, like you could sense like all of like the anxiety and stuff. And when we were driving to the airport, when she was dropping me off, there was like people. When I was in the taxi too, going to her, I was looking out the window, and people were like standing on the sidewalks downtown. They were all like looking up in the sky. They were like looking at the building. They're looking at each other. Like it was like people were like waiting for like a meteor strike or something. Like nobody. It was like everybody was so lost, and nobody knew what was going on. Everybody looked scared. And then when I got to my cousin, she was too, noticeably, I can tell. And when she was dropping me off too, it's like that too. Like we're just looking around, and it was just like people just looked like they were lost. You know what I mean? and people were like staring at me too, like him, and they was what that's supposed to. At least that's what I felt like. I think maybe I was just being paranoid or whatever. And then I got to the airport, and then got my stuff checked in and things, and then I was like sitting there, and then I was like so relieved that we were like leaving, because like I was just like, ooh, these people are gonna fucking assassinate my ass because of that post. And then so anyway, yeah, I had gotten on the plane, took off, and then I think like a couple hours later after that, it was announced that an evacuation order was posted, so everybody was ordered to leave the city. Was that because of my post? I don't know. Who knows? But that's what happened. That happened. And then so everybody was ordered to evacuate within like 2 or 3 days. I think it was 2 days. And then there was a bunch of like panic. Everybody was like leaving. Um, all like the pictures and stuff is online. You can see it if you haven't yet. And and a lot of people too were like, there was outrage. Like a lot of people were mad, like online. Everybody had so much questions, like what's going on, and they had to, um, the people who govern us had to, um, do a press conference online that I watched, by the way, and so just they're just kind of like, giving me some insight and stuff. And one of the news outlets too, they were like, didn't why wasn't there any updates like all day and stuff? And then I guess their answer to that was that had to get they had to like gather the right information and figure out like an appropriate, I guess, plan or strategic plan to, I guess, handle whatever it was. What I mean, handle the situation, and that's understandable. That's a lot of things, and I don't, I, and oh yeah, and the head lady in charge of there, um, how like I'm like not really, I don't want to really, I can't. I mean, I'm trying not to like really be too direct, but if you guys know who I'm talking about, then you know. If you don't, you don't. The head lady in charge there, she was like, like if to go to for information and updates, go to like so and so, like their friends in the media, and they were like, don't believe what you see on social media. What is you talking about? It was just funny. And then I remember too, like there was this other post too. This guy, is as his goes by like the name of like Bobby Boleyn. Uh, pretty controversial, and he's pretty controversial just for stating his opinions and what he believes, and that's it. And it just, for some reason, it just angers so much people. Anyway, so yeah, I remember he was like saying how like he hopes Beshko burns down and yada yada yada. And so that got a lot of traction online, and then they were talking about it on the radio. I had heard they were talking about it on the radio, and then but nobody was talking about my posts on the radio. I wonder why. Is it because I have a podcast? Is it because I have some space, a little bit at this small little platform in the media space, and they don't want to shine some light on the kid because they don't want this to grow? Who knows? Again, more speculation. Um, but I just, it's just weird how like people get rocks thrown at them just for asking questions. Why is that? Like, it's just weird. I don't know. Like, and you really think about it too. The reason why did my one post get so much attention? Do you think maybe there was truth to that? There was some truth. I know that arsenic stuff, that's factual. It's there. Everybody knows about it. And if they don't, now you know. Go Google it. There's enough arsenic there to kill the population of the earth, the entire human race, like what, three, four times over or something like that. And I would think that our federal government, all the people in charge, should be, maybe did they forget about that? They need to protect Yellowknife. Otherwise, all that stuff is going to leak into the Great Lakes, and then everything around the area goes bye bye. So, and the Great Lake is like one of like the world's most like what one of the world's like most like important freshwater lakes. So that lake alone feeds our crunches crunches the thirst of a lot of people, right? So that's something we need to be protecting. And so with the fires too, I saw a bunch of things like on TikTok too as well. Yeah, I know TikTok. um, they were saying things like um, the fire hit or where is it, Maui or something around there, so quickly that they didn't have no time to evacuate or get away from it, and I think like 1,000 people or something like that are missing. And then they were saying that a lot of like rich people, billionaires, Oprah's one of them, had purchased a lot of land there, and that before the fire, all of those rich people were trying to buy the land off of the people who already owned it there, the natives there, the Hawaii natives, and not all of them, they're saying no. And that land is worth a lot of money because it's Hawaii, and that's a tourism destination. You know, that's where all like the rich folks to go to get some sun, and they want that land. And all of these, you know, less fortunate native people of Hawaii have that land. Their houses are there, their families there, they have a whole community there. And these rich people wanted it. They always wanted that land, and they couldn't get it because the people there were saying no. They're not moving. They're not selling. And then a fire breaks out, and it's just, you know what I mean. It's weird. And oh, I can't say what, you know what I mean. I forgot I was going to stop saying that. But yeah, that's just weird. And then there was this other TikTok video I saw about smart cities, and let me go read about this too. Smart cities. Smart cities. Yes, there was like smart cities. I guess there was like some kind of like contest or something that Yellowknife was part of. It was just basically they want to build okay, wait, like city to envision a future where technology is a key part of everyday life, and the design and control of that technology is controlled by clear policy for the benefit of all Yellowknifers. The city of Yellowknife has done considerable community engagement to understand what a smart city might mean in the northern context and how it will improve the lives of the residents. The focus of this proposal, blah 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 blah. That's not okay. These technologies will all be vetted through new strategic thinking that will learn from the best of European and North American smart city experience to help nurture a northern smart city ethos by patching Yellowknife as a cold weather lab for smart city innovation. The city will develop receptacle. I am the worst fucking reader. Okay, receptacle plans, tools, and ideas that can be spread throughout the North. The focus on dark skies and light pollution reduction will set the city apart in the competitive world of Aurora tourism and provide economic development opportunities and benefits for Yellowknifers. Electric vehicles, improved city services, beacon and geofencing technology, and a mesh network will be some of the tools that help the city meet its ambitions of a smart outpost in the boreal forest. And the boreal is what's on fire right now. And they want to build all of these things. And where are they going to build it? There in the forest. So, what's the easiest way to get rid of things in the way, to demolish them? It's to burn it. You see, this, you remember when I said to not take things at face value, to look at the whole picture? Why? Maybe the number at the beginning too, I said that there was rumors that they were letting it burn on purpose. People were saying that because it was like a regrowth plan so that new trees can grow. And then now you hear this. So it's like maybe they did let it burn so that all of that trees can go out of the way so they can just easily bulldoze it and move it out of the way so that they can start building things there. Things for the new smart city, the 15-minute cities of whatever they call it. You know? Let's think about it. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of weird. And then maybe they had planned to let it burn, just to burn some of the forest so that they can build their new smart city there or whatever they plan on building there. And it got out of hand and they lost control of it. So it hit our community and it almost hit Yellowknife. And by the way, and I think that right now, all the evacuees, it's Yellowknife still under evacuation order right now to date. Even though everybody who's there is saying that it's safe to go, but then can't go back. And I think it's because they don't want to admit that they overreacted, and just kicked everybody out of the province or territory. So because of that, that's why they're keeping everybody out of there. Because if everybody's kind of like the fire didn't hit the city. Why are we not home yet? Why aren't we going home yet? And I think that the reason why they're not letting people home, it's because of that. They don't want to. They don't want to swallow that pill of them saying that they overreacted. And I think that maybe did my post, me posting that, kind of, got people, whatever. No, it can't be. That's just me being, that's my narcissistic side being like, oh, everything's about me. But no, I just think that they overreacted and they don't want to admit that. So now they're playing it out and making it seem like it's worse than it actually is. Not to mention too, there's a lot of shit going on here too. But I mean, like with the whole, like, a lot of people are displaced and scattered all over the fucking place. So I need to stop swearing. And it's like people are complaining that's unorganized and stuff. But, I don't want to. That's for another episode that I'm going to be posting. I don't know when. I just need to get somebody. I forgot. I'm not going to talk about the things that I will do until I actually do them now. Because I know there's a lot of people who are watching. Hi, media people. I know you guys are watching me. So and also my fellow influencers and people online. I know you guys are watching me too. I see you guys still some ideas, or I reached out privately to one person in particular who has a huge following, and then she went and posted on her Facebook. Whatever. That was my idea, though. Just gonna throw it out there. So that's why I know that people are watching me, and they're gonna be if they're gonna like copy some shit or whatever it is. Um, that's fine. I don't care. But only when it gets in my way, that's when I have a problem. Not going there. Okay, whatever. All I'm saying is I'm not going to give out game anymore. I'm just going to go and do things, and then and if anybody does anything similar or whatever, you guys know where it came from. Anyway, yeah. Um, so then there was that. What else? There was like a bunch of other like conspiracies too that I want to talk about, but I feel like I don't really want to just throw a bunch of like random shit out there because I don't want to be that. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to like just not have anything to back it up. Like I don't. Like I just said this before, like this is just speculation. I'm just asking questions like why is everything so weird? Why is it that everybody has so much questions and unanswered questions? Why don't we believe you people? Why does our mind tell us that there's something wrong here? Are you know what I mean? Like it's just something's off. I don't know what it is, but I just don't believe you people. And that's it. I still like you all. I still respect you all. I just don't believe. I don't know. Maybe I just have a too much of a skeptical mind. Maybe I'm spending too much time on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. But I'm just, I just know there's something to it. I can just feel it in every part of my body. There's something that we're not being told. Um, and I'm not the only one who feels like this. There's something's happening. Why is this? What's going on? And then there's people saying that too, that there's probably going to be a new variant, a COVID variant, that's probably going to happen soon. Once everybody gets back settled in, everybody's back home, and the fire's gone, and then boom, another variant. That's not going to surprise me because the whole world, it's like everybody, we've been under attack constantly, boom, 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 with something. It's just what's going on in this world of ours. Like, I don't ever remember it being this crazy. It's like, wow. And then there was a shooting at the Westminster Mall. What's in the air? What's in the water? And then Meta goes and pulls all the media outlets off of their platform. Why? Because they don't want news. They don't want us to be looking at news and stuff. There's something going on, okay? And I'm just going to leave it there. I don't really want to get too deep into it because I like my head on my shoulders. But yeah, I hope you guys weren't expecting me to get too deep into things. Like I don't, that's not my realm, like, and this goes for like everything. I don't know everything. I'm just a guy with questions. And that's why, like, when you see my past episodes, Um, that's why I always have like when I went and wanted to talk about like like mental health and all these things. So I had a counselor, Terry, on there. When I wanted to talk about photography, Jamie. When I wanted to talk about beating, Cassandra. And with like, so it's just like that's what I'll always do. Like whenever I want to like talk about something specifically, I will bring somebody on who knows more about that specific area than I do, and my job is just to try to bring the information to you guys, and that's it. And with this here, like I said earlier, like I originally had planned for somebody who was very knowledgeable about all of these things, but he didn't want to do it because he didn't feel comfortable, didn't feel safe. Why doesn't he feel safe? You know what I mean? See, you see how weird this all is? But I had promised, I posted online that I was going to do this. So that's why I'm doing it. And I had to deliver like I always will deliver. I had to be a man of my word. So that's all. I'm sorry if I didn't give you guys what you wanted. Um, just if you're going to take away anything from this episode, just take away this. Take this. Remember this. Don't believe everything you see or hear, especially when it's being fed to you on a silver platter over and over and over again. The same thing over and over, the same news, the same information over and over and over again. It's like trying to brainwash you and they're trying to distract you. It's just listen to your gut feeling and don't ever take things at face value. Look at the bigger picture. When somebody tells you something, look at their body language, the tone of their voice, what they can gain from it, what's the real reasoning behind it, what's really going on. Okay? Just watch out for everything. That's all. Thank you. Yeah, that concludes another episode of Vernon's podcast. Thank you. Oh my god, did this shit fucking record?